If you've ever dreamt of having a shirtless Meadow rendezvous with that boy you were obsessed with growing up who was way too old for you back then, but now that you're all grown up would be totally appropriate, this episode is for you. Hello, lover nutters, and welcome back to another episode of the For Love or Peanut Butter Dating Podcast. I'm Kelly Shanley, and this is episode 203, A COVID Me Cute with My Childhood Crush. In the last episode, I told you all about my initial encounters with Andrew, the first of 4 suitors I stumbled upon in my accidental summer of love. 1 down, 3 to go. Now, back to Brooks, my seemingly unattainable childhood crush. Brooks had already graduated high school before I even entered, so we had only ever hung out at parent-organized gatherings like birthdays, annual Christmas parties, and his high school graduation party when I was 12 and literally felt invisible to all boys, let alone dreamy high school football players like Brooks. Fast way forward to the spring of 2020. I was staying at my mom's new house, which just so happens to be in the same neighborhood where Brooks grew up. Brooks was also quarantining with his parents, and whenever he drove by our house, he would honk and wave hello, leaving me giddy and buzzing. The little 12-year-old girl inside of me could not believe he even waved at me. So clearly there were no expectations for any more involved contact. One afternoon, I was heading over to hang with my friend Amanda, who also grew up in a house just down the street. Seriously, this was the neighborhood to live in when I was a kid. Everyone was there. Not me, though. I was 10 miles away on the river, living off the grid and constantly bugging my parents for a ride because our closest neighbor was a campground. Amanda was one of my only COVID bubble approved people, and we were going to live dangerously by having a cocktail in the backyard. So illicit. I popped an edible when I was getting ready, and it kicked in right as I left the house. Perfect timing. It was a beautiful sunny day. Blue skies, I had reggae bumping in my headphones, and then I saw Brooks driving up the road. I waved and smiled at him, expecting him to wave and just keep driving, but this time, he slowed down. He didn't even pull over, he literally just came to a dead stop in the middle of the road and rolled down his window to say hi to me. Which, yes, would have been very creepy had it been an unattractive stranger. It's a sleepy residential street where Tahoe dogs lay out and bask in the sun, so it's not exactly like we were causing a traffic jam. The few cars that did drive by just went around us. No honking or aggression. I love that small town vibe where it's so common to run into someone you know that no one is even annoyed when you're having a stop and chat in the middle of the road. Well, hey there, Miss Shanley, Brooks called out to me, looking dreamy as ever. What? Does he actually want to talk to me? Be cool, edible. Be cool. I approached his car, but I didn't know how close I should or shouldn't get, this being the pre-vaccine times and whatnot. Quite certain that I grinned like a fool as I approached, a cross between teen nostalgia and that gentle marijuana high. Oh, hello there, Brooks. I pleaded as cool as I could, but my insides were wiggling like puppies. Strangely enough, he had a similar expression on his face, a wide grin, seemingly excited to have crossed paths with just me, no moms present. You do stand-up comedy, right? Brooks asked me. OMG, OMG, OMG. Not only does he know that I exist, but he knows what I do. Yeah, I do. Well, I did before quarantine. Thought so. That's so cool. He smiled at me as if seeing me in a new light. Brooks just called me cool. Is this real life? Wait, how high am I right now? Thanks. It's pretty fun. Brooks told me how he had been back and forth between SoCal and Tahoe during quarantine and couldn't wait for live performances to come back since he'd been a touring musician for some time. Oh my God, now he's a rock star too? Swoon. Oh, nice. I hope things open up again soon too. Cue maniacal laughter from the universe. open up again soon? You have no idea what's in store for you. I must have been grinning as the edible kicked into a higher gear because Brooks said that I was glowing and looked super happy and powerful. Then he asked me where I was headed. I don't know. Hopping in your car for a makeout session, then maybe getting pregnant? I don't know. We'll just see what happens. Oh, I'm just going to my friend Amanda's for a cocktail. Well, you look fantastic. So happy. Whatever's making you smile like that, keep doing it. Oh, yeah, that's probably just the edible I popped before I came down here. He looked me up and down. Not in a creepy way. Again, not creepy on him. And when his eyes came back to meet mine, he looked almost, I can't believe I've been saying this, but smitten? Was that it? An edible? He continued and smirked at me like I was some mystery woman he had to know more about. I like your vibe, Kelly Shanley. I like it a lot. Brooks continued on, reiterating how happy and strong and powerful I presented and that I had an energy of attraction. He believed that good things were going to happen for me, and he, quote, hoped to be around to witness it. I really don't know why, seeing as how I was just walking down the street high on pot chocolate, but he seemed to really like talking to me. I couldn't believe it, but I had to cut off the conversation. I didn't want to, but I was a little late to Amanda's, which I had momentarily forgotten about. Also, we were still in the middle of the road, which I think we both had momentarily forgotten about as we stared besotted into each other's eyes. Holy fuck, are we falling in love right now? Well, I should probably get to Amanda's house. I'm kind of late. I hated to interrupt the dopey grins and smoldering eye contact, but it had to be done. Oh, yeah, totally. Hold up one sec. I waited on bated breath as he reached for his wallet. OMG, is Brooks giving me his number right now? What is happening? We should hang out sometime. Give me a call. He handed me his business card, like a real paper business card. So cute. I tucked it into my back pocket with a coy smile and headed off. I texted Brooks a few days later and he called me back. Holy shit, this is happening. He was a phone call guy, not a big texter. So we made plans to meet in the meadow between our mom's houses and go for a walk. Like a real childhood romance was playing out in our own backyards. Not that I was getting ahead of myself or anything. Never. When it was time for our walk, I threw on one of my dad's old t-shirts from a gig he played years ago that I had cut into a cute little tank top, some yoga pants, and a fanny pack. I brought Stella, the dog, with me, and we headed out to the meadow. There was Brooks, shirtless, glistening in the sun, shirt tucked into the back of his shorts, grinning at me. He was waiting for me. I couldn't believe it. I wiped the drool from my chin as I approached, and he immediately commented on my shirt. I remember that show. Well, oh, yeah, my dad played in this concert. We just found a bunch of his old shirts. And a fanny pack? God, you're so cool, Kelly Shanley. Brooks just marveled at me. I could not believe it. Brooks appeared to be swooning over me. What parallel universe was this? And for what? Wearing one of my dad's old gig t-shirts? Could it be that easy? I did also love the fact that Brooks had known my dad and remembered what a great drummer he was. Not gonna lie, it's always made me sad to think about my future husband not getting to meet my dad. So the fact that Brooks knew him checked off a weirdly specific box that I didn't know I had. We headed up the trail, and once we got to talking, we couldn't stop. We had everything in common. It was crazy. He wanted to work in entertainment and make the world a better place by doing so, as did I. He had recently gone vegan, as had I, and part of it was because of the Game Changers documentary. Same. fucking vegan nerds. I loved it. He was also an avid yogi and meditator, as I had become over the last year. He was even working on a book about his musical tour, and I was writing my first novel. Could we have any more in common? It was nuts. We grew even more googly-eyed as the walk continued. I mean, it could have been the heat, but I think also we were just excited to find out about how similar our values were and how alike we wanted our lives to be. Brooks had so many kind words for me that I didn't even know how to respond. He complimented my sense of humor. He called me smart and attractive, nay, hot. And he said that he felt drawn to me. It's happening. It's happening. Then we talked about our love lives, or lack thereof. He was one of those still single in his 40s dudes, and no one could figure out why. Familiar indeed. We talked about how picky we'd become after multiple failed dalliances. I'd rather be single and happy than attached to the wrong person, he stated. Yes, exactly. People always equate being single with being alone, but it's not the same thing. I agreed emphatically. We locked eyes for a moment. I thought he might kiss me. I'm not worried about you, Kelly. You're attracting good things into your life. And as far as being single goes, you've already attracted me into your life. So more good things are naturally going to follow. So, you want to marry me and have babies with me and raise them right here in the meadow between our mom's houses? Yeah, I hope you're right. I smiled at him coquettishly. Still waiting for that kiss. I mean, he had just said that I attracted him into my life and that he was attracted to me. So now we were going to be together forever, right? You guys heard that too? Right? Alas, Brooks did not kiss me. He just beamed at me like he couldn't believe his luck. I didn't hate that, though. And I returned his smile with my own, I can't believe I get to hang out with you either, grin. Suddenly, Stella whimpered at my side, and I realized that she was overheating in the hot Tahoe sun. I told him I had to get her inside and watered, and I couldn't wait to meet up again. We hugged for a long time. Like a long time. He was still shirtless, by the way. And a little sweaty. Yeah. Got some of it on my dad's old t-shirt. Haven't washed it since. Just kidding. Just kidding. Anyway, that was it. We parted ways, planning to rendezvous in the meadow again very soon. If you liked this episode, please subscribe, leave us a review, tell your friends, and be sure to tune into the next episode where I'll tell you all about our third suitor, Carter. I'm still Kelly Shanley, and I'll see you next time, Lover Nutters.